Welcome to C-Fan Sports, the sports show that is dedicated to the Seattle sports fans. My name is Dave, and this is Kevin, probably the greatest Seattle fan I know. Look at him, Arlington Eagles. I much love to them, evidently. Someday I'll wear a University Titans shirt so that I'll be cool as like you to support my alma mater. But there we go. Wow. Kevin, how you doing this week?
Well, I was doing good until you just said that.
Right?
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh. All right.
That's horrible, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can be horrible. Kevin, you staying cool in this heat?
Yeah, of course. I got air conditioning. What do I need? I don't care.
Yeah, there you go. He doesn't care. Kevin is living large, and the air conditioning is what he's doing right now.
Yep.
Kevin, speaking of living large, we have a safety right now that wants to live large and is ready for a payday. Yes. Wanting that dollar bill. Oh, yeah, he wants to make it rain. Now, Kevin, he feels like he has us over a barrel. We've got 2 first-round draft picks wrapped up into him. Mm-hmm. And he knows that, and he's using that to his advantage. And he's saying, you know what, guys? You guys are going to pay me not just as the highest paid safety, which that right now is $15.25 million, but he wants to reset the market, and he wants to be close to $20 million is some of the numbers that I've heard bantied about.
Right.
And, I don't see Seattle budging on that kind of a number. Now, keep in mind that Seattle is the type of franchise that's not going to put themselves into that financial obligation and put themselves in over the barrel. They're going to pay you what they feel that you're worth. They may reset the market, but they're not going to reset it by that much.
No.
I mean, Bobby Wagner got 6%. Is that what you told me, Kevin?
Yeah, he got a 6% bump over everybody else. So
right. And Russell got a bump over everybody else as well. I mean, we're willing to make sure that you are the best paid player at your position. But as far as, 4 or 5 million or 3 to 5 million over that, I don't see that making any physical sense. And, I honestly feel that Seattle is good at making the tough decisions. If they have to walk away from this, I don't think that this is the organization that's afraid to do that. Kevin, your thoughts?
I agree with you on that. I agree with the Seahawks are not going to they're not afraid to walk away. Now, they did give up 2 first-round draft picks. However, they don't have to do it, and they know it.
No.
Now, is he going to be the highest paid safety in the league? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I think they have no problem doing that.
Well, and for what I've read and did a lot of research on, is I was trying to break down the last 2 years before Seattle got Jamal Adams. And then the last year production, which he was hurt majority of the year, and he wasn't as good as the previous 2 years. So you have 2 years ago, or you have this year. I mean, so if you're Seattle, how do you figure out what to pay him? And I'm glad I'm not Pete and John at this point.
And you also got to remember, though, he was learning a new defense. Okay. Yep. They were bound and determined to turn him loose. And he did do that. 9.5 sacks. I mean, he did something that historic last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, but I believe that the coverage lacked because of it. And unfortunately, if you're going to play a safety in this defense, and you're going to model yourself after a Cam Chancellor, who was a very physical safety, very physical in the box, very physical. He would blitz. He would do everything. Right. He also was great in, not great. He was also good in coverage.
Basically 2 years, last, 2018 to 2019, he graded out at a 91 PPF grade. Last year was 64.2. And we all know that was because he was injured. And maybe because it was a new defense, and really our defense stunk at the beginning of the season. They were not good at all. I mean,
and when did they pick up? When he started picking up the defense, that our production picked up as well. So I mean, we can point to that and say, okay, here's some more reasons for him to get this type of an extension.
Right. Well, and I was looking at the top 101 PPF grades this year, and he didn't even make the list this year. He was number 32 in 2019, and but in the same article, he was ranked number 1 overall among the many defensive backs who are safeties in name only.
Okay.
He was ranked number 10 in overall safeties last year. So once again, I'm glad I'm not John and Pete. So
they have a tough decision to make. But if you boil it down, yes, he's a defensive player, but did his 9.5 sacks impact the games more than some of the blown coverages that he had? Because he did have some blown coverages. So yes, we could point. You could take the side of Jamal Adams and say, hey, I gave you 9.5 sacks, but were they that impactful? Were they so impactful that we won games because of them? Or did we lose some games that his coverage snafus were a little suspect? I'll point to the Buffalo game.
Right.
So, I mean, with that being said, well, yes, I understand he's in line for this payday, but I still don't see Seattle budging off of. I think 16 to 17 million is tops where he's going to end up at.
Yeah, originally a few weeks ago we did a podcast and really I thought that it was going to be 18 to 20 is where we're going to have to pay him. But after doing the research, I don't see it. I don't know how he could demand that. He is a game changer.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see what happens on Thursday. We have the franchise tag players. The deadline is on Thursday, and which is Marcus May with the Jets and Marcus Williams with the Saints. So if either one of those sign long-term deals, it could push the 15.25 million higher. I think my problem with this whole thing is because the two sides are so far apart and they can't agree right now. It is hurting, and it's holding up the other contracts that we need to re-sign. We need to re-sign Dwayne Brown to a longer contract. Quandre Diggs wants another contract.
Right.
I mean, so we got other players that we need to re-sign as well, but it's all hinging on Jamal Adams. And I believe that Seattle wants to pick up a few more players, and it's all hinging on Jamal Adams' deal. So,
and I think they will, and I think this deal will get done, but it's going to be closer to either the middle of training camp or the beginning of training camp. I don't see where there's any real big rush for us to get in there and set this market, especially right now.
Right.
I mean,
I would like to see a deal done before training camp, but I don't think that's going to happen.
We got 15 days, Kevin. 15 days, and then training camp begins. I'm a little excited about that.
I bet you are.
Yeah. Kevin, do you have anything more on Jamal that you wanted to discuss?
No, but I do want to give a shout out to a few of the players in the PPF grade for the 101 players of the league. Russell Wilson came in at number 14.
All right.
Tackled Dwayne Brown. Speaking of Dwayne Brown, he came in at number 33.
Wow.
Little Bobby.
Hey, but our offensive line sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, sorry. Just so we know that.
Little Bobby Wagner, the linebacker, came in at 53.
Okay.
Wide receiver DK Metcalf came in at number 68.
DK.
And our defensive lineman, Puna Ford came in at 101.
Man, Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant.
No, I'm just teasing. That's, you know what? I'll take that.
Yeah. So I was pretty excited.
Yeah. So those are all the players that we have on the list. Hopefully Jamal Adams plays himself onto the list next year. Yep. This is the season. 'Tis the season, Kevin. that everybody has rankings coming out. Okay. Yes. Everything is being ranked. I'm surprised that we're not 101 on the list of Seattle sports fan talk shows, that we're 101 and because everybody's being ranked.
Yeah.
However, there's been a couple of rankings this week that got my goat a little, and I kind of want to talk about them just for a couple minutes here. The first one is Maurice Jones-Drew put our running back, Mr. Chris Carson, as the 19th ranked running back in the league. Okay. Correct. I think that's a little low. Kevin is kind of in the mindset where he's right there. Yeah, you think that he's right in there.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking once again, just like I mentioned with Jamal Adams, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have had him there. Last year, he is where he is because of that reason. I don't think he had a very good year last year. And I've been stating it for a long time that I have an issue with our running backs.
Yeah, you do.
And I don't see being ranked number 19 that far off from what he did last year. So I don't have any issues with it. So,
I mean, we've even got a rookie that's never even played it down in the NFL ranked higher than him right now. So I think that Chris Carson hopefully can come out and prove you wrong and prove me right.
Well, now, as a Seahawk fan, I hope he does too.
Right? Now, if you believe that Kevin is right, make sure you put a comment down there giving Kevin all the pats on the back saying he's right. But if you think I'm right, you might want to slide a little comment in there as well. No. Also, you guys, please turn on your notification bell, subscribe.
Yes.
Leave thumbs up, leave thumbs down, whatever you feel. And Kevin says no, and the thumbs down every time. Every time. So let's get into the one last thing, the one last ranking that I want to touch on before we head out the door. Our quarterback, I've seen ranked 4th in some polls. And I've seen Matt Stafford ranked as high as 6. Now, Kevin, where was he ranked last year coming into the season? Can you tell me that? He was 22nd.
22nd.
20. So when he played for the Lions, he was ranked 22nd. So a magic fairy wand waved over his head when he was traded to the Rams.
Well,
now he's ranked 6th.
Yeah, but this is the same guy from CBS Sports that had all 3 of the other teams in our NFC West talent-wise above Seattle. So it's not surprising that because he's with the Rams, who his 4th ranked team in the league, shot up. Now, do I agree with that? Absolutely not.
No.
So Pro Football Focus, or PFF, I keep always calling it the wrong thing. They have him ranked at number 11, which I totally respect.
Again,
Russell's number 4, Matthew Stafford's number 11. I don't know what PFF had him last year at. I don't.
Well, regardless, I don't see that just changing teams makes you throw the ball better.
Well, according to one guy at CBS Sports, it does
make you better.
Well, you got to, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's playing with a really good offensive line in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Did he have the same offensive line in Detroit?
No, probably not. No.
Is he going to have a higher production this year than he did last year? If he stays, if he stays healthy, this is the 2021 ranking, not a 2020 ranking. So if he stays healthy, could he be in the top 10? I don't know. I'm not going to say he can't. I wouldn't jump him, from 22 to
11 or 6.
Well, he jumped from 22 to 11. Yeah, you did have a couple quarterbacks retire this year. So,
and here's the thing: Russell, who is allegedly playing on a far less talented team.
Yep.
Okay, if we're going to go into projections and say that he is a better quarterback because he's on the Rams. However, Russell is ranked number 4, and he's on a far less quality team, according to the CBS sports writers.
Well,
so that's all I'm saying.
Well, here's my question. Would Russell be ranked number 4 if he was on a different team?
If he was in Detroit, saying go Lions every week? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know either. And that's the whole thing is we don't know.
Right.
Now, Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, is on a better team than he was a year ago. That does make a difference.
I'll give you that. Absolutely. Okay.
Does it go from 22 to 11? I don't know.
Or 6.
Or 6. 6, no. He's not a top 10 quarterback, in my opinion.
All right.
Point. He has the ability to be a top 10 quarterback, but he hasn't been in Detroit at all.
Well, Kevin, I think we're going to leave it at that. We're going to put the chips on the table. Remember, you guys, 15 days until training camp begins, till we get out there in the hot sun and start clanking pads. Kevin, are you excited?
I am so excited. I'm always excited. I cannot wait till the season to begin. So,
all right. Well, Kevin, I'm going to bid you a farewell, and you have a wonderful week.
Go Hawks.
See you guys next. Yeah, that's right. See you guys next week.
Or go Lions. I don't know. I mean,
Go Lions. Peace.
Peace out.